Hey there, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back. I'm your host, Pattsun, and today we're going to be taking a look at r/relationship advice, where OP put himself in one ridiculous dilemma. Let's begin. What if my son is not mine? Posted by Reddit user throwaway blah blah.
I found out my wife was sexting another guy. Been together for 10 years, been married for 6 of them. We have a 2-year-old son together and we are living with my parents to save money. We have moved in with my parents to save money, was only planning to stay a year, maybe 2. We are 5 months in. With rent going up at our apartment, this seemed like the best choice. My wife hates it here. She states that she doesn't like that there's only one restroom. Doesn't like how nothing is hers. She lost her shit one time when someone drank her last Red Bull. I tried my best to reassure her it wouldn't be forever and things would get better. Anyways, I work full-time and occasionally will pick up some part-time work on weekends and or donate plasma to get some extra money. While she was a stay-at-home mom. We are both gamers in a sense. I'm a console gamer and she's more PC and mobile games. We both use Discord, both have friends online. But she started playing a new game about a month ago and it seemed like she was getting really distant with me. She started spending more money than usual on this game, which to me wasn't smart since we were trying to save money. But she's been unhappy here, so I wanted her to have her fun. I would get less text, less TikTok, less snaps throughout the day. Usually I would have a bunch and then instantly straight to none. We normally would talk on the phone during my lunch break for 20 to 30 minutes and it went to 2 to 5 minutes. With her saying things like, "Oh, I gotta put our son down for his nap," or "Oh, I'm making some food. I'll see you when you get home." She also started going to her parents' house on one of the weekend days just to get out of this house, which to me was understandable if she was feeling unhappy being here. I'll watch our son and you go relax and get away for a bit. She started staying up late on Discord and would usually tell me she's going to the other room to not disturb me and son from sleeping. So 4 years ago she went through a really heavy depression and I had a weird feeling she was cheating. And I snooped through her phone and saw some text and nudes that she and another guy on Discord were sending. We were separated for a couple of weeks and finally talked it out and got back together. So the Saturday before Valentine's Day she went to her parents for the day to get out of this house. On Valentine's Day I got home from work and we were talking about our days and she was like, "Oh, let me give you a bit of your Valentine's present." And she sent me sexy pics of her on from her phone that she took while at her parents', which that made me even more suspicious. I'm sure those weren't initially for me. After we ate dinner, we went to the room and the second we get into the room I shut the door and tell her that I've been having a really weird feeling about her and that I just need a confirmation that nothing's going on.
I feel like we've been here before. Have we been here before?
She looks down for a few seconds and says, "Do you really want to have this talk?" Clueless me asks what is she talking about. She goes on stating at the end of the month she was going to go live with her parents, that she hasn't been happy for the last few months, that all I ever do is play my games or on my phone. We never go out and do anything, and anytime she came to me about being unhappy, all I would tell her was that it would get better. I asked her if she was talking to someone else and she stated that that's not the issue, and how it was me ignoring her feelings. I asked again if she talking to someone and she hesitated. I asked her to please not lie to me. She said she was talking to someone else. I asked her if they've been sexting and sending nudes and she yes.
Oh my god, this is happening again.
So now I'm lost. I come home with no one to tell how my day was. I look at my phone with no text, no TikToks, no snaps sent to me. Since I work Monday to Friday, I get to only see my son on the weekends. I can't believe she would betray me again. Literally the same exact scenario as before. Anytime things get rough, she goes straight to someone else. My question is, do I trying to talk it out with her?
That's stupid. You're stupid. Stop being stupid.
Do I just let it be over? I still love her, but I feel so betrayed, especially with this happening for the second time. She never physically cheated and she told me she needed to find herself. It breaks my heart just knowing while I'm going through this hell feeling so alone, and that she's still getting text and talking to someone. I want to do what's best for my son, but I don't know if I could take her back. It was so hard the first time. Update 1. 2 months ago, I confronted my wife about my suspicions of her cheating. Emotionally, not physically as far as I'm aware of, and after she denied it. A little bit more interrogation and she finally spilled the beans and confessed that she was sexting and sending nudes to some guy online. 10 years together and 6 of them we have been married. 4 years ago my wife went through a really bad depression after a miscarriage. In hindsight I should have been there for her more emotionally. But she started getting more distant, less text throughout the day. She was on her PC all the time, and she would stay up late while I went to bed. I confronted her about my suspicions and she denied it. Said I was crazy and maybe we need to cool off and I should go stay with my folks. I told her I was okay and I was just overthinking. The next day while she went to work and I was off, I went through her PC and found sexual pictures in an email, which had a voice recording of her telling the guy how he makes her feel and that she's falling in love with him. I recorded it on my phone and packed my shit up. When she got off work, I had all my stuff in the room, and when she came in, I told her I wanted to talk about everything and just to get reassurance. She once again denied everything, and I said, okay, thanks for talking to me about it or something like that, and hit the play button on my phone that had the recording of her telling the guy she was falling in love with him. She confessed, she cried, she begged for me to stay. But I left. 2 weeks went by and she asked if we could talk, and we ended up talking things out and getting back together.
Like a little bitch.
2 years later, we have a baby together. She stops working to be a stay-at-home mom. I still work full-time and I was picking up a part-time job every other weekend and donating plasma to make extra money to save up to get a house. Was renting an apartment at the time. 6 months ago, we moved in with my folks to save money. Made the most sense, but she hated it there. So many complaints about living situations, which I never saw any of it as a big deal. She started to go to her parents' house while I worked to get out of the house, which is understandable. 3 months ago, she started playing this new game on her PC, and she started spending a lot of money. I was okay with it because she was telling me how much she hated living here, so I thought that would help her with the situation. She started telling me how tired she was from watching our son all day, so I would mainly take care of him when I got home from work while she got to relax and play her game. Then on the weekend that I didn't work, she would go stay at her parents' for most of the day and say she needed to relax and get out of the house or go help her mom with something. So I would take care of our son for most of the day. No big deal, but after the first couple times I started to get a weird feeling. So on Valentine's Day, we had a nice dinner that I made, and after dinner she was like, oh, let me give you a part of your Valentine's gift, which she sent me some sexy pics of herself, which from the background of the pics were taken in restroom of her parents' house. This made my suspicion grow. I knew those pictures were not initially for me. So after our dinner, we head to the room and I immediately confronted her about my suspicions about her cheating. She denies it. I told her that I just needed some confirmation and asked to look through her phone. She takes a long pause while looking down and asks, do you really want to talk about this now? I said yes, and she told me that at the end of the month she was gonna move out and stay with her parents. I asked her if she was cheating on me. She said that's not the issue and named off things I've done wrong. Like always on my phone. Not being there for her emotionally, never taking her out anymore. I once again asked if she was cheating on me and paused. I told her to please not lie to me, and she said yes she was. She said they were sexting and sending nudes but nothing physical. I told her to leave, and next couple days she came and grabbed all her stuff. I get my son on the weekends. It's been 2 months and we are going to be filing for divorce this Wednesday. I don't know how you are all so strong. These have been the roughest 2 months of my life. I've been going to the gym almost 6 to 8 times a week. I've lost over 20 pounds. I've been eating healthy and have been spending more time with my family. But I still cry myself to sleep. Still hurts so bad. I know there's nothing I can do, and I don't want her back for what she did. The pain is unreal. She just asked me to request some days off so I can watch our son while she goes on a trip. I'm certain it's to go meet the guy she's been talking to. My mind is just in shambles. Knowing that on those days she's probably gonna be getting screwed by someone else is just eating at me. You are all so strong. How do you all do it? Update 2. So I made a post on here a few weeks back. Long story short, I and my soon-to-be ex-wife are getting a divorce. We have a 2-year-old son. We have been together for 9 years and married for 5 of those years. She had an online emotional affair 4 years ago, and then again 3 months ago. When she confessed to sexting someone else, she told me she was going to leave me at the end of February. I asked her if there was any chance that our son wasn't mine. She told me that he is mine and she hasn't been with anyone physically besides me since we've been together. With everything going on, I have been thinking about small things that she did. She had a miscarriage 4 years ago, which she used it as an excuse to have the online emotional affair the first time. So the first time it took us 5 to 6 months of trying before she got pregnant. Then when she got pregnant with our son, we tried like 3 days was random that she wanted to try again. And after those 3 days we didn't try anymore. And then a couple weeks go by and she's pregnant. Also, when we were getting her gyno appointments, the lady kept saying she was this far along, and after in private my soon-to-be ex was always telling me, just to me, no, I'm this far along. Was always 2 to 3 weeks less along. But once again I didn't care, I was happy. So I'm Hispanic and the mother is white and our son looks just like her, no dark features at all. I've had multiple people throughout his life ask me if he's my son, or just little comments like that. I never really questioned it. Because I was in love, I trusted her completely. I'm also kinda on the shorter side and my wife is the same height. But our son is in the 90% of his growth chart. I've been so blinded by everything and didn't even think this was a possibility. So I have an appointment scheduled for Saturday to get a paternity test, since I have him on the weekends right now. Not only with our divorce I'm losing my wife, I might find out that my son isn't actually mine. So my question is, if I'm not his father, do I continue to parent someone else's kid? Do I still love him and raise him? I'm torn, literally in tears because I'm scared that if he isn't mine, will there be a part of me that will resent him every time I look at him, just knowing that he isn't mine? Do I just cut ties with my son completely? He's so young he won't remember me. But if I do leave, I am not to blame for this kid not having a father, she is. I didn't cheat, I was always loyal. She made the decision to ruin his life. I love my son more than anything, and with what seems like my life is falling apart and I'm losing my wife and might be losing my son, he is the only thing keeping me going. But I feel like everyone will be against me if I let him go. This life is so unfair. I'm hoping that he is mine. Please just let him be mine.
I'm gonna be completely honest here, OP. You are an absolute donut. Every single pain, every single suffering, every single heartbreak, and even the eventual financial loss that you will have to suffer, you know what? That's all your damn fault. You allowed this to happen. You forgave a cheater, my dude. What the hell is wrong with you? So moving on with your main problem. What if your so-called son is truly not yours? Well, OP, you have one of two choices. Number one, you could either grow a spine, cut your losses, add another heartbreak to the pile that you've already created and move on. Number two, you could be a good simp. And as a good simp, one of your primary responsibilities in life is raising Chad's kid. So OP, I'm gonna ask you again, what do you want to do? And you bet your ass that you have to think very, very quickly. Otherwise, you're gonna be trapped paying child support to someone else's kid for 18 years. So OP, I hope you have a lot of plasma left in your body because boy oh boy, you're gonna need to sell a lot of that. Good luck, you donut. I'll be looking out for your next update. Viewer support is the best way for me to remain independent and continue bringing you these daily videos, which will always be here on my channels for you to watch absolutely free. So please consider subscribing to me on Rumble and on YouTube. Both will be linked in the description box down below. Thanks for listening, everyone. If you even somewhat enjoyed today's story, make sure to give this video a thumbs up, and if you really like it, consider subscribing to PattSun to never miss a future upload. Stay strong.